Okay, Pfister Auto Academy here. We are going to discuss roundabouts. How to tackle roundabouts, how to navigate through roundabouts, and what are the rules. And they're kind of unwritten rules, honestly. They put roundabouts in to help the flow of traffic and to reduce fatal collisions, but they didn't do a very good job of educating the public on how to navigate through roundabouts. So we are going to go over that today. Jeff Pfister here at Pfister Auto Academy. We are on 96th Street on the north side of Indianapolis right now. And yeah, there is a little bit of construction. And there, oh, that's a nice Malibu there. We're going to navigate through some roundabouts, and we're going to talk about some unwritten rules to kind of make these a little bit easier. So rule number one, when approaching a roundabout, you want to know where you're going before you enter the roundabout, not once you're in it. A lot of times, depending on which exit point you want to take in the roundabout, whether you're the first exit point, oftentimes 90 degrees to the right, or if you're going straight, we don't ever say straight. We want to say the second exit point, or 180 degrees around. Or in a traditional roundabout, if it's just across the third exit point, or 270 degrees around. Depending on which exit point you're taking will determine which lane you actually enter the roundabout in. So you want to know, rule number one, where you're going before you get to the roundabout. The speed limit, as you can see here, is 40 miles an hour. And I'm going to navigate to the inside lane. I'm going to check my mirror here, check my side mirror, and then peek into that blind spot, making sure there's nobody there. We're going to have a couple of lights before we get to that. Rule number two for roundabouts: we always want to look left, but we're always going to turn right. And so we're always going to signal to the right. Rule number three: never, under any circumstances, change lanes in a roundabout. If you're not in the correct lane, don't panic. Carry on and exit with the appropriate marker, and then work your way back through and find a different route. One of the worst things that can happen is people will panic and then make selfish maneuvers because they think they're going to miss the exit point that they need, and they panic because a lot of times they'll be in unfamiliar territory. Never panic, and never try to change lanes or swerve or make a last second maneuver. You never want to do that type of thing. A lot of times you'll see that with exits too on a highway. People will start to exit and then they'll maneuver off quickly, or vice versa. So we want to essentially go straight. This has confused a lot of people, and so we're going to tackle it right now. Notice the arrows on the signage. All right, both of these lanes go straight. However, if you're in this lane, you have to go straight according to that sign. This lane either goes straight or 270 degrees around. We're going to look left. Only stop if you have to. Hit the gap once you have one. There's the gap as that truck was going to turn. And now we're going to signal outward, indicating that we're maneuvering. And that's all there is to it. One of your keys or your reads when you're entering the roundabout is the actual tires on the person entering on the left-hand side. When you look at those tires and you see that they turn outward, they're gonna go right by you. If they flex inward, that means that they're coming across you and you're going to have to hold up and wait on them. Rule number 4 is kind of keep things moving. Only stop if you absolutely have to. This isn't a 4-way stop. They spent a lot of money putting these roundabouts in to get rid of 4-way stops. Stop to avoid collisions, but otherwise kind of keep things moving. If you see somebody entering, you're also entering, you can kind of keep things going. And we'll approach this right here. So we're going to go straight again. See how the tires flexed inward from that street sweeper? And there's nobody behind them. So we're going to carry on and just kind of roll through. Geez, I hope I don't follow this guy all the way. Looks like I might. That is a bummer. Looks like we're going to have to go back to the car wash again. All right, I don't want to follow him. I'm going to change lanes. And mirror blind spot back to the left. Okay. You've got another roundabout coming up here. And again, we're going to go straight, but I want you to pay attention. There's no lane, there's lane indicators almost hidden by the tree, but you can see the white and black arrows. Both of these lanes go straight. However, if you want to go left, you have to be on this inside lane. See the tires on that car? They were staying straight, and so we went ahead. We're going to signal outward. When we signal outward, we're always signaling at the exit point before our exit. So our exit was the second exit, we signal at the first. If we were going to signal on the third exit, or if we were going to take the third exit, we would signal on the second, and so forth. It's also a good reminder to always pay attention to your IPTI process. Your identify, predict, decide, and execute. That scanning mechanism where you're watching and paying attention. We saw that guy using his turn signal on. We wanted to slow down and make sure we didn't just take it for granted that he was going to stay in that first lane. All right, we want the second exit here. We're using our arrows. We're looking here. He's entering the same time we are, so we're able to go ahead and enter. I'm going to signal now because we're taking the second exit. Keep things moving is the name of the game. Only stop if you have to. If everybody moves at the same speed, and that's not always the case, but hopefully it is for the most part, then it's almost like a herd of cattle. And if everybody moves at the same speed around a roundabout, it's almost like teeth on a gear. Okay, we want the second exit here. It's getting a little bit trafficky. Looking, the tires are staying straight. We go ahead and enter. We're going to signal now. And that's it. Well, what happens if we want to take the third exit point? Well, we're going to take a third exit point up here. And this is a different roundabout. It's a different style. It's a little bit bigger, but the same rules apply. But just because the shape is a little bit different doesn't mean that the rules are different. Look at your sign. Now, it's key. Both of these lanes can take the third exit. However, if you're in this lane, you have to take the third exit. You are not allowed to go straight in this lane, as you can see from the arrow on the road and the arrow on the sign indicator. We're going to pay attention. We're looking at those cars, identified the tires. Now, stay in your lane. We don't want to change lanes. There's a solid white line telling us that we're not allowed to change lanes. We're going to come around, and we're going to come all the way around, keeping that turn signal going and staying in this lane, because both of those lanes actually exit. That roundabout there causes a lot of mischief and a lot of problems with people. Now we want South Kentucky Avenue, or South Keystone Avenue. So we're gonna have to actually get over and make another lane change. And then using this sign, we know that we have to exit on over and maneuver one more time to the left. And even though there shouldn't be anybody there, lane markings on a road isn't a replacement for your eyeballs. Make sure there's nobody there. All right, that's navigating through roundabouts here at Pfister Auto Academy. Everybody stay safe out there. We'll see you next time.